Hello everyone, I'm C Hale with Overwatch Q, and today will be a video about dive comp. Now, dive comp, we're going to take a look at how you could make a dive comp, how to counter it, and why it is so good. Now, to do those three things, we have to take a look at what makes dive. Diving the enemy team is mainly you do it with mobile heroes like Tracer and Winston and stuff, and you just all at once get in there, take one target out, not necessarily the whole team, not necessarily the healer, you just take one out, you pick just that, I don't know, you can choose who, you pick him out, then you move on to the next target, and you do it incredibly fast. That's why dive comp is so good. If you got one player more on your team, you have an advantage, a great advantage, especially in pro players. They will always be able to use that. So do remember that mobile heroes, they are going to be more likely to be played because they can easily get from target to another. They can escape, they can get there faster, and well, most of them can be pretty good. Also, you do it all at once. Now, you can't even get your whole team there, but I guess you know what I'm talking about. Just get one target, place all your cards on it. So, obviously, all attack that one target. When it's killed, go to the next one. Now, I have an example of a pretty good dive attack. So we're here on the point, and we're trying to cap it. Here's Lucio, it did. Then Fair Mercy, we just jumped to it. Very good of the Hanzo to do the ultimate, so they couldn't get out of that corner for a sec. And then me and the Tracer were just wrecking them off. Now this is where it gets interesting. We don't just accept the point, we go in. And the Rhino, you see, he's on his own, so we get him. We try to get him, and it works. We have it. The Tracer goes forward. I decide not to do that, because we've got a car to push, and the Tracer can easily escape. I have only one leap, she can blink multiple times, and I don't get health regenerated, so the Tracer could do that, but hopefully she makes sure that she doesn't die. Let's talk about why is dive comp good. Now, as I already said, if you get one target on the enemy team, so you have even just one extra hero, you have an amazing, an extraordinary advantage. It's just so good. 5v6, it's almost impossible to win that with the 5, if you're with 5. And basically there's not really much to counter it with, because it's so good. Both team will use it, so I guess dive comp counters dive comp in some kind of way, but it doesn't have really that much counters. Now, how can you make a dive comp? Now, a dive comp, in my eyes, is with a Tracer and a Winston. Those are possibly the most important players you want in your team. Then, I think you would either need a Lucio or a Zenyatta. Now, I know I've said in my video of best comps that even in dive comp we didn't use a Lucio, and that's because I didn't really think it through. Lucio is good in dive comp because he can make sure his team moves around. He can even do damage. But I think, oh, they don't have enough healing, and they don't, but that's not where dive comp is all about. Dive comp is all about getting the kills. It's not about out healing the enemy team. It's about getting the kills as quickly as possible and not suffering by getting killed. That's why Zenyatta's good, and that's why Lucio's good, because they can make that happen. So, however, I do think Zenyatta is more... Yeah, I think Zenyatta is better in dive comp than Lucio, but Lucio is also pretty good. Now, the next two you can mix up, of course. Genji and D.Va, they're both two very mobile characters. D.Va is pretty good, but if you would do only one tank, I would recommend you doing Winston and not just Diva. Diva is the secondary tank right here. She's good for denying enemy fire. That's pretty good. So defensively, she's very good. And since dive comp is diving on each other, the diving team is also diving. So having her when you're attacking is also not too bad. But let's go over some things that you can change up. Now, if you want to defend, you can change the Sombra instead of Zenyatta or a Lucio maybe. So of course there's another playstyle you have to do if you want to make Sombra work in dive and with only one extra healer, of course. The Genji you can switch in with a soldier or a Diva. It's kind of up to you. Then you can also switch one of both healers, a Lucio or a Zenyatta, with a Mercy, and then the Genji or the Diva or anyone else a Pharah. So Pharmacy, that's also pretty good in dive comp. Now let's go over the last thing in dive comp, and that is how to counter it. Now, I said dive comp is good against dive comp. I'm not going to say it's not. It is, but it's just who dives better, who gets the first kill is definitely in it. The team has a great advantage. But there are some other ways to counter it, and the other ways are to welcome the dive. So by welcoming the dive, I mean you let them dive you, because that's what you want. You are going to shred them, you're going to kill them because they run to you. You don't have to go to them, they come to you. So basically, you don't have to bring the fight to them, because they will bring the fight to you. If you can make it so maybe you have a Reaper or something, he can shred Winston's. If Winston gets in somewhere and there's a Reaper just waiting for him, he must the Winston might not always see that. He can just shred him because he has no leap anymore. So Reaper is definitely going to be a very good character against dive for shredding the Winston. Also, what he can do is flank, but I would play Reaper on defense and not actually on offense. He will work, of course, because it's dive comp, but still you're going to get dove. So you can shred the Winston, you can shred the Diva, you can shred everyone in a 1v1 if it's up close. And you can get there with your team if you're going dive. Only you should just wait, and if you get that first pick, then you dive. That's how you should play Reaper here. And now let's go over Sombra. Now Sombra, she is also playable in dive, but I would recommend you playing her pretty much only on defense. And she's very good on Volskaya Industries. Now there's gameplay here where I don't really play against the dive team, but still I make Sombra work, because whether you like it or not, Sombra is pretty good in this meta with dive comp. She's good against it. If you hack one target, a Lucio, or Zen, but pretty much everyone, a Tracer getting hacked, she's worthless. A Genji getting hacked, worthless. A Winston getting hacked when he hasn't used one of his abilities yet, worthless. A Diva, worthless. Lucio, pretty much worthless. Zenyatta also pretty much worthless. It's all in the hack. You don't need to get that pick, you need to get that hack. But if you want to go Sombra instead of a healer, you need to make sure you hack the health packs. You make sure that a lot of people use the hacked health packs. Now you can say, why would you hack the health pack? Is you just said hacking those teammates is going to be very good for you. And that's because if they take your health packs, you will generate your ult much quicker. And if you use your ult, it's even going to be better than a hack. You will have multiple targets at once, plus all the shields will be removed. That means if you hit a Zenyatta with it, he only has 50 only 50 HP. Now I also have something on that, also for Skya Industries, and we're at this last point. Okay, so we're here playing on this point, and they have one of us, but now I have my ult, and I will use it, and everyone, literally everyone is hacked. The Lucio too, the Zenyatta too, and all of them die, just all of them, because I hacked, well, them all. I EMP'd them. I got that EMP fairly quickly. I think they had maximally a minute at max, so I got an EMP in under a minute. That's pretty good. Now that was actually the best thing I've ever done with Sombra yet. I mean, the EMP of course, but that's how you should counter dive gun. Now I'm going to stop the video right here. Do let me know whether or not you like the video by leaving a like, of course, and subscribe to stay tuned. If you want to see me tilt live, then just go to the link in the description. It is good seeing me tilted on stream. Anyways, thank you for listening. See you all out.